today's video, I will be doing a wrap-up of the books I munched in March. 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 That is difficult to say. Firstly, I would just like to say that I actually finished my 3 books a month quota like a week before the end of March. So that was like a big moment for me, because normally, you know, I've been trying to get it down so that I can read 4 books a month, and I've been struggling, but this month I did manage to read 3.5 books. So of course, since I haven't actually finished the 4th book, I will just be wrapping up on the 3 books that I did manage to read this month. So in the beginning of March, which feels like a really long time ago, I don't know why, but in the beginning of March I read or reread Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, but I read the illustrated version, which I've never read before. Reading this was really nice, of course, because I've read it like, I don't even know how many years ago, but definitely double digits ago. So yes, it was so nice to revisit the story, revisit the characters, and to see all the scenes that I kind of forgot about, because obviously I watched the movies thousands and thousands of times, so obviously I kind of remember them better than the book. And so when reading this, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, this happens, and oh my gosh, this happens. And what was equally great was that it was still really fun, really magical. So if I had read it now for like the first time, I still would have enjoyed it as much as the first time. And the illustrations definitely enhanced the reading experience. I'm just gonna show you a few that I loved. I can't even say they're my favorites, just a few that I loved. The ones with the ghosts are so magical, I don't even know how that shimmery awesome light effect has been achieved. There are honestly too many to show you all of them, but those are just a few of my favorites. So yes, if you have read Harry Potter and you're looking to reread it, then I highly recommend reading this illustrated version. Also, if you haven't read Harry Potter and you want to read it, I recommend this illustrated version because it's a lot of fun and the illustrations are just delightful. After Harry Potter, I went to another school of magic, but this one was the School for Good and Evil. So this is the second in the School for Good and Evil series, called A World Without Princes. I really enjoyed this one. I did not enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the first one, but it still kept me on my toes. I was still intrigued and I was still eager to see where it went, and towards the end I definitely got very excited, and I'm looking forward to reading the 3rd one, and even more than I was looking forward to reading this one. And it still has the same kookiness, the same topsy-turvy madness, and I honestly just had no idea where this was going, and I didn't know who to root for because, again, those lines of good and evil just keep blurring like mad. My love for the characters has just exploded. They have grown so much, and my love for them has grown so much, and my love for Sophie has like times a million if you've read it, like, right, Sophie, right? Like, ugh. If you like humorous, kooky tales of magic made for a younger audience with princes and princesses, you will really love this series. And I'm even more excited because I discovered that actually The Last Ever After is not the last book. I think there is at least 1 or 2 more books. There is one called something Glory, but I think there's another one besides that. I think there's 2 more books in this series, which I did not realize. I thought it was a trilogy. So, yay! The 3rd book I read was a first in a series, which I actually didn't know was a series, so that was a shocking but nice surprise when I got to the end and was like, what? And then I realized it continued, so I was like, okay. So the book that I read to end off March was Caraval by Stephanie Garber. This one again had a little element of kooky madness, which seems to be a theme running through my March themed books. And similar to the School for Good and Evil, you just don't know who to trust, you just don't know what's happening, and those lines of good and evil really blur, and you're just like, no, they're bad, aren't they? So basically in Caraval, Scarlet and her sister live in this small little island, and you know, life's not great, and then they get an invitation to Caraval, which, you know, changes everything, and they get taken away to Caraval. But when they arrive on the island of Caraval, her sister goes missing, and so Scarlet then begins a journey of trying to find her sister, and realizes that finding her sister is actually the object of the game, but she doesn't actually know how much of it is a game and how much of it is real, and what is happening to her sister during the game, and also, you know, there's other contestants that are fighting her to get to her sister. Will she find her sister ever? And what happens when she does find her sister? There are parts where I was literally on the edge of my seat and just unable to stop. It was one of those 2 o'clock in the morning with a cup of coffee, like, yes, I'm gonna stop, and then just kept going kind of reads. Very captivating. I love the characters. I definitely love the love interest. Hey, baby. And then it ends, and I thought, that was amazing, that was so nice. Oh, there's an epilogue. And then the epilogue shatters your mind, and I'm just like, wait, come back. So after reading that, I definitely do need the second in this series. But yes, I give Caraval a 4.5 to 5 stars. Loved it. And that is all for today. In my next video, I will let you know what book I started at the end of March instead of at the beginning of April. So yes, March was a very good reading month, and I'm hoping that April will be just as good or even better. And until next time, I'll see you. Bye!